And can you talk kind of about your experience as a scholar athlete in the US, what that was like for you, but specifically maybe some of the challenges that you face that you think other student athletes might be facing who are competing and studying overseas, and how you were able to overcome those, or what sort of support you had, whatever that might look like, kind of your experience as a whole.
Yeah, definitely. So I'd say one of the first challenges was I just didn't understand the academic system at all. And at that point in my life, I'd been not as focused on academics. And so I was very lost at the start into, you know, how to how to study for the exams, which were different. They were all multiple choice and like all of this. And I remember my first ever exam, I got a 63% on my economics, and I still have the test to this day because it was a complete turning point, because I just didn't know. I didn't know how to, you know, work that academic system. And the main solution is really communication. So I went straight to my professor, and again, they're so fantastic at Sam Houston State, where they, you know, they sat me down. They said, "We know you're an A student, and um, these are the next steps you can take to better prepare," and things like that. But it really started with me communicating with both my academic advisor and professors, and yeah, and yeah, as I said, I really see that as a turning point. And then for all 8 semesters, I managed to get a 4.0. So, and I really think it was that first step where I was like, okay, no, this isn't, yes, this is hard, but when you really reach out for help and you communicate what's going on early, then yeah, the sky's the limit. I'd say the second one is if you're going to a state with weather that is completely different to what you're used to, that can be a challenge at the start. So where I was in Texas, it was about 99% humidity, which I'm not really sure what that actually means. It's just basically,
Very hot.
it's like you step outside and it feels like a hairdryer is blowing into your face.
Mm-hmm.
And just consistently sweat. And it was about, you know, 40 Celsius, like 110 Fahrenheit, and consistently. And even in the winter, you know, it was 25 degrees. And training then 4 hours a day can be really tough. And so, you know, it could also be on the flip side if you're going to a state up north where it's minus 30 Celsius and things like that. So really thinking about, and the main challenge was I was cramping just consistently. I would go to bed at night and just cramp in my calves all night. And I was drinking 2 liters of water a day, and I was like, what's going on? But then it's really thinking about what equipment can help me. You know, I always had, no matter what, I had the sunscreen, I had Gatorade or electrolytes consistently. I had a set amount that I knew if I managed to consume that amount, I'd be okay. I got the cap to protect my head. All of these things can make such a big difference. You know, you can really making sure you have the right equipment, and if you can beforehand, instead of me where I just did, you know, trial and error. Really thinking about what weather you're going into.